I posted a TikTok about my dad, and it ended with him in handcuffs. I had grown up in a tense and harsh environment. My childhood was sprinkled with moments of my father yelling at me for no good reason, and not to mention, my mother's lack of support when I did express my concerns and fears. My father often hit me, taking my words out of context, pushing me up against a wall. I could have just sat there doing nothing, and he'd come up to me beating me with something, anything he could find in his line of sight. "What are you doing just sitting there, useless animal?" he shouted one day as I was just sitting there on the couch in front of him as he walked by. "Get out of my way, stupid girl." And then I ran to my room as an escape, crying my eyes out until my mom, who was just as bad as my dad, knocked on my door and told me to get out of my room, quit belly aching, and get over it, scolding me for not doing enough around the house even though I did all my chores right away. The only thing I didn't do around here was talk to my parents about the stuff I was going through since I knew they wouldn't understand my point of view. So I went to my room and turned to my one and only outlet at the time, TikTok, and made a video that I wasn't expecting to get any views. It was a funny video called "This Is Your Sign, FML, Your Dad's an Ass," where I went through a fake yet realistic scenario that would typically go down in my house. I thought it was pretty dang clever and buzzworthy since it followed the "This Is Your Sign" trend on TikTok while still being unique and original. I hit the post button without even thinking about what people would think, but I made the title buzzworthy and clickable enough. Moments later, though, I heard a loud scream from downstairs. It was my mom. Dang, was she really still following me on TikTok? "Charlotte!" she screamed up the steps to me. "Charlotte!" Then she came racing upstairs, yanked me by the back of the hair, and threw me down half the flight of steps. "What did you just do?" she yelled, slapping me across the face once I was downstairs. "I saw your post. How dare you mock your father?" she shrieked. "Take the video down now, or else what? I'm sure my video's going viral, unlike you, who sits under a rock for most of your life." She smacked me across the face. "That's enough from you," she whispered cruelly. The next day, my dad wouldn't let me leave the house. He was so pissed, and I was banned from TikTok by my mom completely for the rest of the week. I knew it wasn't a good situation, but the next day, I took my phone, sneaking it out of the dresser drawer that I knew my parents were keeping it in within their bedroom. I snagged a look at my phone, and I was like, damn, when I saw that someone had texted me about the video. Just one night, my best friend saw it. That's when my mom walked into the room, snatching the phone right out of my hands. "What are you doing with that phone?" she cried. It seemed like she was on the verge of tears, or else hysteria. "Listen, your father just hit me," she said, tears now streaming steadily down her face, her voice shaking. "Are you okay?" I whispered, trying to keep my voice low, calm, and steady. That's when I heard a loud pounding on the door of my parents' bedroom where I stood there trying to comfort my mother. "Get the hell out of here," my father said, smacking me across the face. "My TikTok video," I said before he snatched the phone completely out of my mother's hands. That's when things really started to get crazy. My best friend called me laughing her head off about the video, and in the middle of that, the cops showed up at the front door. "How may I help you?" my mother asked, going straight to the door to answer it, poking her head outside without fully letting them inside. "Hi, ma'am. We had a report come through for this household." That's when my dad came to the door, the cops barged in, and they had him taken in for questioning, handcuffs and all. I guess my TikTok video took off a little too hard and somebody got concerned. FML.